Welcome back to the news. 5 passengers were remanded until tomorrow for obstructing the duties of railway security officers and for damaging property. The passengers were remanded after they were produced before the Colombo Fort Magistrates Court. Passengers aboard the Samudradevi train plying from Mathura to Maradana this morning behaved in an unruly manner when the railway security personnel attempted to check their tickets. A clash broke out between the railway security personnel and the commuters between 7:30 and 8 this morning after the officers boarded the train at the Ratmalana railway station. The unrest broke out when the railway security officers seized passengers who were on carriages which did not match those listed on their tickets. This was the situation at the Fort railway station this morning. Office trains are required. There is no need for second class because people come in the train like cattle. Men travel on women's shoulders and women travel on men's shoulders. You cannot stop that because people need to go to work. There were 18 compartments. Now there are only 12 compartments. There are 2 second class compartments. How can the crowd which travelled in 18 compartments be fit into 12 compartments? They did not produce any identification. They weren't even in uniform. They were dressed as ordinary men. Meanwhile, the police informed court today that 2 railway security officers who were attacked by the suspects who were arrested have been hospitalized. The coastal railway line has been modernized and new compartments have been added to the train. Both the new compartments were brought down from India. Second-class compartments have also been added. This issue was caused by third-class passengers travelling in the second-class compartments. The superintendent of railway security made the following comment on the allegations that there are less third-class compartments. That was a decision taken by the higher officials of the department. 3 compartments cannot be added to this. Only 2 have been added. We only arrest or fine passengers who violate the law. If anyone is travelling with a second-class ticket, then there is no problem.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa has issued a message of condolence following the death of Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez.
In the message, the president expresses his deepest condolences to the Venezuelan government and people on behalf of the Sri Lankan government and people. The president says in his message that Hugo Chavez was a true patriot, a son of Venezuela and a visionary who was dedicated to the welfare and development of the country. President Rajapaksa had also said that the late Venezuelan president was a friend of Sri Lanka and played a significant role in enhancing bilateral relations.
Now, the body of President Hugo Chavez is currently lying at a military academy in Caracas as Venezuela prepares to honor their late leader with a full state funeral later in the week. At the start of a 3-day farewell for Chavez, close political allies such as Argentine President Cristina Fernandez and Bolivian President Evo Morales gathered around the Venezuelan leader's half-open casket in a final bid to say goodbye. More details coming up on News First International Desk.
Director General of Sports Ranjini Jayakodi has informed Sri Lanka Cricket to cancel Upali Dharmadasa's nomination for the post of Chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket if the Minister of Sports does not provide written approval. However, Sri Lanka Cricket Chairman Upali Dharmadasa says that he can represent the Sri Lanka Cricket Executive Committee in the coming 2 years regardless of what happens.
The new orders under the Sports Act states that if an individual has not represented Sri Lanka at least twice in the case of team sports or once in the case of individual sports, then they cannot contest elections for positions in the relevant sports bodies, except for the positions of treasurer and assistant treasurer. If this is not the case, the new regulations state that approval must be obtained from the Minister of Sports. Meanwhile, 3 sports clubs have filed objections against Upali Dharmadasa, stating that he has not secured such approval from the Minister of Sports. Although the Director General of Sports, Ranjini Jayakodi, said that Sri Lanka Cricket has been informed of the matter, Dharmadasa says that he is unaware.
මම හිටියත් නැති වුණත් කොහොමත් මම ක්‍රිකට් පාලක මණ්ඩලයේ
Whether I am there or not, I will be in the Sri Lanka Cricket Executive Committee in the coming 2 years as the former chairman. There is such a position and I will hold that position. I do not need a position, be it chairman, deputy chairman, secretary or treasurer. If there is something that needs to be done for cricket, then I am prepared to do it. Secretary of Sri Lanka Cricket Nishant Ranatunga said that he received a letter from the Director General of Sports requesting that the chairman's nomination be looked into and a decision arrived at. Meanwhile, the Minister of Sports has appointed a committee to look into the nomination of Tilanga Sumutipala for the position of Chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket. Although we attempted to make inquiries from the Secretary to the Minister of Sports Anura Jayavikrama regarding the status of this measure, he did not provide us a clear response.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Sports was quizzed in Parliament today regarding the nominations that have been presented for the post of Chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket.
It is said that you have not yet approved the nomination of Upali Dharmadasa for the post of Chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket. Does that mean you have approved the nomination of Tilanga Sumutipala? You are not answering my second question because of political pressure.
A debate on the funds allocated to the education sector was held in Parliament today. Here are some of the views expressed during the debate.
It has come to a point where they are asking for money from children for everything. The funds that are being allocated for free education is being cut down. The government is attempting to let go of the responsibility of maintaining education. It is because of this that the parents have been burdened. A 13-year-old girl goes to jail for 8 coconuts. Plenty of other children face such hardships in trying to obtain education. They are obtaining money from the parents of these children to maintain these schools. He turn a blind eye to all of this. He spoke continuously about 8 coconuts, so we need to clarify this. Over the past 16 years, education has constantly developed. The involvement of education in improving literacy rose to 96% by 2010. Parents of many students like to develop their schools further to accommodate extracurricular activities. The education sector does not receive adequate funds. The Matala International Airport is being declared open. We are happy about this. Millions are being spent on this. But in the same district, there are 3 educational divisions and there is a dearth of 100 teachers in the Tangol division. There is a dearth of 45 teachers in Hambantota, while the Walasmulla Educational Division requires a further 40 teachers. Staying in news from the Parliament, UNP MP Ravi Karunanayake raised questions regarding the responsibilities of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority in Parliament today.
You claim
that the movement of containers shows growth. There has been a reduction of 2.4% when comparing the period from November 2012 to January 2013 to the same time the previous year. You say there has been an increase in reporting, but the data you furnished was from 2011. It has reduced in 2012. If you ask another question in that way, then I can respond. When the expenditure on the Hambantota port is added to the loss incurred by the Ports Authority, it is 3.8 billion. Why is this being covered? If the statistics that I am presenting are false, then tell the Speaker and bring forth a point of order, saying that I am providing incorrect information. Ports have been built. The number of containers has reduced by 2.4%. The amount of exports from Sri Lanka to India has reduced. Minister, please reveal to us how you plan to find containers in the future and what your plan for the future is. We are working towards making this one of the 10 key ports in the world.